Coming to you live from the campus of Norwood Area High School, it's WPIAL Playoff Baseball this afternoon on the OLSH Sports Network as your Lady of the Sacred Heart Chargers take on the Serra Catholic Eagles. Hi, everybody. Matt Fargo, joined alongside OLSH and Christian Harbaugh. Welcome to our broadcast coverage. WPIAL quarterfinals this afternoon, and it's a friendly rivalry between the Serra Catholic Eagles and the OLSH Chargers, and the second time that these two teams meet this season, and albeit not as picturesque as the first time as they played at PNC Park. But, gentlemen, always a fun one to get into the postseason. They get their first win over Greensburg Central Catholic to advance to this quarterfinal game and await the number one seeded Serra Catholic Eagles in two really perennial power programs that are always in the conversation. Certainly Serra Catholic with their WPIAL championships riding high. Actually ended up winning one again last year and then falling in the first round of the state tournament. But now the Chargers, only the third time in Phil McCarron's tenure as head coach that these two teams meet in the postseason.
Yeah, you talk about picturesque. Not as nice as PNC Park, but this is a nice facility. Don't make no mistake about it. You can see, and they'll be doing battle here today. As you said, Matt, Serra Catholic was victorious the first time when they met at PNC Park, but that was kind of a different situation. This time everything's on the table.
Yeah, 9-1, Serra Catholic, a dominating performance. Chargers only had 2 hits in that game, but that could also, for psyche purposes, maybe work in the Chargers' favor this time around because of how things played out the first time, Christian.
Yeah, I think they got a great understanding of how Serra Catholic plays and what they're going to bring to the table. I also think they're going to make some adjustments today that they seen that didn't work that day, and they're going to come up with something new. But like I say all the time, it's a game of baseball. It only takes one day, right? You're on one day, the bats are rolling, you got great pitching and defenses behind it, anything can happen.
The Chargers are the 6th seed in this 2A playoff bracket. They're 13-8 overall. Serra Catholic, I mentioned the number 1 seed. They are champions out of Section 3, 17-2 on the season. And we'll take a look at what these two teams look like as far as their lineups. We'll start as they are being announced right now over the PA system. So we'll take a look at Phil McCarron's lineup card. It will look like this. Leading off and playing at second base is the senior James Safter, followed by junior catcher Brandon Brazell. Garrett Zug out in right field will be batting third. Cleaning things up this afternoon for the Chargers, senior center fielder Austin Hansen, followed by sophomore shortstop Gino Williams. Junior Brady Brazell will be at third base, followed by senior designated hitter Mario Williams. Quinn Santelli, the junior, will be on the bump for the Chargers. And batting ninth and playing at first base, Nate Schmid. Starting lineup for your Chargers. And also a note, defensively, Anthony Hansen will be out in left field. Defensive alignment for the Serra Catholic Eagles will look like this. That's Joe DeMoss, Isaiah Petty, and Mike Schenk left to right across the outfield. It's Owen Dombrowski at third. Ethan Connington at short, Tyler Skaggs at second base, and Colin Holmes at first base. Jake Holmes is behind the dish, and it is Zach Karp on the mound for the Serra Catholic Eagles, of course led by head coach Brian Zarenda. And well documented that Phil and Brian are good friends, love to play each other. They either play in that opening, obviously the Chargers played in the Serra Catholic Invitational Tournament at the beginning of this season, ended up not playing each other, and then played again at PNC Park. They had a chance of playing. It could have been 3 times if things would have gone differently in that opening tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And as it is, they're meeting for the second time, as we said, and the winner goes on to the semis. So this is a huge game because if you make it to the semis, you have a chance to go on to the states because they'll take the top 3 teams out of that one via a consolation game. But so this is huge for both of these teams.
No question about it. When we come back, we'll give you the first pitch. Coming up next, Eagles-Chargers next on the OLSH Sports Network. Quarterfinal action here on the OLSH Sports Network. Chargers and Eagles. I mentioned this is the third time that these two managers have met in the postseason, and almost ironically, they are 1-1 in the two previous meetings. Take you back to 2012. The Chargers win an absolute thriller. 9 innings between some of the best in the WPIAL. Elaine Gurman went at it for the Chargers. It was Preston Falasino, and I think Preston might have almost threw his arm off that game. It was over 140 pitches. Wouldn't even have happened if the rules were what they are today. Of course, back then they were just innings based, not number of pitches based. But an absolute epic of a game, and talked to some of the players. Coach McCarron had them listen to that game today during study hall before the game, just to give them a little bit of motivation. 2017, Chargers and Eagles met in the WPIAL consolation game for a right to go to state playoffs. Eagles got the best of the Chargers in that game. So split to this point as far as what they've done in the postseason, but boy, Chargers have their work cut out for them, and one of the best pitchers on the mound is Zach Karp.
So that means something's got to give today, right? They're both 1-1, but you know what? Karp, Santilli, you got two great guys on the mound today, both guys that have pitched a lot of great innings today. You're going to see everything out of both guys. They're going to mix it up. Karp coming from the left side, Santilli coming from the right side. Both guys can place their spots, and really good pitchers. They got defense behind them. I really think, Al, it's going to come down to who can find a way to score a couple runs in this game, and that's going to be the difference.
Yeah,
go ahead, Al.
No, I think everybody's got their eye on Serra Catholic. They're the number one team. Some polls have them ranked number one in the state. But make no mistake about it, this Charger team has the ability to take this Eagle team down. They just have to be on the top of their game. But it can be done. It's
a rivalry, but it's more like a sibling rivalry between the Chargers and Eagles. You want to beat your brother, but you also want to do it with class, and these are two of the classiest organizations in high school baseball. Excited for this one, guys.
Yeah, super excited. Exactly right. It's you're competing like your brothers, but after the game you're going to shake hands, and then you're going to have dinner some other time too.
That's right. James Safner steps in, Isaiah Petty on the rubber, and we are underway with the called strike to the senior James Safner.
Man, I got chills, and I'm sitting up here.
0-1 pitch, breaking pitch, breaks across the heart of the plate. Guessing was Safner on that one, and the count is 0-2. This one choppered back to Karp, throw on to first, and Schmid, and there's one away. Brandon Burzell bats next. A reminder on the Charger lineup, it's Safner, Burzell, Brandon that is, Garrett Zug, Austin Hanson, Gino Williams, Brady Burzell, Mario Williams the DH, Quinn Santelli, and Nate Schmid. Fourth pitch for Karp, another breaking pitch and another strike, and that's all he's thrown.
Yeah, I think the one thing you're going to see, you're going to have to be patient with him. He's going to throw a lot of breaking balls. And then he's going to switch it up. Once you get behind, he's going to throw the fastball.
And there's pitch number 5, and there's strike number 5.
And there was the fastball.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna live around that plate, so you're going to see good pitches all day. It's just about timing and guessing the right pitch.
327 batting average, and there's one that just misses out on the outside. First pitch out of the zone from Karp. 327 batting average for Burzell, 16 hits, 8 of them singles. And 8 doubles, being well dispersed there for Brandon.
I see Brandon do well. I want to see Wentling on the base pads. How about that?
Yeah, pass ball inside. Of course, Braden, the nephew of head coach Brian Zarenda of Serra Catholic. This one's weakly hit to the third baseman, Dombrowski. He'll charge on it, throwing to first, and a great scoop at first base by Colin Holmes. 2 away.
And that's the thing about Serra Catholic. I mean, their defense is just great, too. That was a good job by Burzell just putting the ball in play, but just a better defensive play. Great scoop over at first base.
We talked to Brandon about his injury, and he said he's pretty much back except when he has to sprint. Well,
and there it
there was. Of course, baseball finds a way. Here's Garrett Zug, left-handed batting Zug against the lefty in Carpet, a called strike. And he's been right at these Charger batters to get things going, and that's, the fact that he can be economical with his pitches as this one's fouled away and he's in the hole 0-2.
Well, I think the other thing, too, he's going to work quick. You see there, he throws the curveball in for a strike, and then he doesn't wait. Zug's not ready yet, and he's already back into his delivery and throwing a fastball, and Zug just gets a piece of it.
423 batting average for Zug, a comebacker right to Colin Holmes. A busy top of the first for the man on first base, but he handles them all and retires the Chargers in order, 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 1. With the Eagles coming to bat, we'll take a look at their starting lineup.
Serra coming to bat for the first time in his postseason. 11. Just check the board. The starting 9 for Coach Brian Zarenda. Watch yourself. All you have to do is just check the board.
We'll take a look at the lineup now. There it is. It's leading off Isaiah Petty out in center field. Owen Dombrowski plays at third base. Joe DeMoss bats third. He'll be out in left field, followed by Mike Shank. He's out in right. Tyler Skaggs bats fifth and plays at second base. The pitcher, Zach Karp, is in the sixth spot. Jake Holmes behind the dish in batting seventh. Batting eighth is the shortstop, Ethan Coddington. And batting ninth is the designated hitter, freshman Max Black. And he will DH for the first baseman, Colin Holmes, and rightfully so, because Colin was really busy at first base. He needs a breather. He doesn't need to be worried about hitting, right?
Yeah, right, absolutely. He needs to worry about catching the ball over at first base, but what an inning for him. And, you're going to get true hops here, too, on this turf.
We'll look at the defensive alignment for the Chargers. And this is what Phil McCarron will put out here for the bottom of the first inning. It's Anthony Hansen out in left, Austin Hansen in central, Garrett Zug in right, Brady Brazell at third base, Gino Williams at shortstop, James Safner back where he belongs at second base, Nate Schmid at first, Brandon Brazell is behind the dish, and it's Quinn Santelli back on the bump for the Chargers. 3 days rest for Quinn after 93 pitches, so something to keep an eye on. It's not impossible. That's the rule after all. And in postseason, I was even talking with Phil McCarron about this. It's what they do in the playoffs. In Major League, some pitchers are going off a 2 days rest.
Right, yeah,
so
absolutely. I mean, hey, when it's win or go home, you got to throw your best out there, right?
There's a called strike to Isaiah Petty, and Quinn goes right to work. The Chargers rocking the All Blacks. Back in black are the Chargers today. And this one fouled away, and Quinn gets ahead, 0-2.
I was just going to comment on the black uniforms because I know Al loves those things, but they look good today. They're sharp.
I like the last 2 uniforms that they've worn. They wore their gray pinstripes against GCC.
Yep.
The last game, and I like these as well. These are sharp.
And just as a note, it was the jerseys the Chargers were wearing back in 2012. You don't think Phil McCarron did that on purpose? You're crazy.
This is not an accident.
No, not at all.
Well, he knows his stuff. He's a smart guy.
Another foul ball from Petty.
Man, that had to be so hyped sitting in study hall today watching that.
Well, that was a listen.
Yeah, that was a listen.
Or a listen, yeah, I guess you couldn't watch it.
Not back then anyway.
We weren't ESPN yet.
This one's launched into right field. Garrett Zug underneath it. He'll make the catch, 1 away.
Well, he really had that one played perfectly, did he not? He took about 3 steps to his right.
Yeah, talk about the game within the game. Sam Zyro, assistant coach for the Chargers, in charge of all the defensive alignments for the outfield. And, I mean, he really plays, it's the chain link game for him on where he's positioning these guys. Owen Dombrowski, first pitch swinging, puts one down the line. And it will circle Dombrowski sliding into second base with a 1-out double. First hit of the ball game.
And nothing you can do there. It's just a great piece of hitting. Going the opposite way for Dombrowski. And Hansen gets to the ball, at least keep him at 2.
Joe DeMoss, left fielder for the Eagles. Just recently played in the Round Ball Classic, was a Round Ball basketball all-star. An IUP recruit. 7th pitch from Santilli. First pitch to DeMoss, grounded and off of the glove. This is a crazy play for Brazell, and it will be an error on Brazell. His glove fell off. That ball was hit so hard. The ball and the glove came off, and the Chargers in some trouble with runners at the corners with one away, and Mike Schenk to the plate.
You don't see that very often. Brazell, I mean, he got to the ball. It was hit hard off the bat and just couldn't keep the ball in his glove or his glove on his hand. And unfortunately, Serra Catholic's going to have runners at the corners here with one out. A little bit of a jam for Santilli. He's pitching well right now. He's throwing strikes, but 2 hard hits off the bat, the last 2 at bats.
I didn't see who's out. There's a runner out there at first, I believe. No, that's DeMoss. Never mind.
Runners at the corners, one away here at the bottom of the first inning. Here's Santilli. Pitch up in the zone across the letters there.
And Santilli's been in some jams this year. He just got to stay patient here, keep working the batter.
This one's into the gap, into right field. Will score 1 as an RBI single for Mike Schenk has the Eagles leading 1-0 here in the first.
And again, just 3 at-bats in a row. They're just going opposite field, throwing their hands, taking the pitch where it's pitched.
Right.
You know, and like you talk about where Santilli or where Safner was positioned, if he's not keeping an eye up the middle there, playing where he normally would, it's right at him.
Right, absolutely. And he might have a chance for 2 because it was hit hard, too.
There's a called strike to Tyler Skaggs, a second baseman for Serra Catholic.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Christian. They're just going with the pitch, taking the outside edge or going the other way, and it's working. Line drive.
Absolutely.
He's going to show bunt, pulls it back. According to head coach Brian Zarenda, he's the fastest kid on the team. First-year starter. Just a sophomore. Trying to maybe leg one out. 0-2 pitch. Late to arrive on that at a K for Santilli at a much-needed moment. 2 away here in the first, and Zach Karp to the plate.
And he's going to need more of those this game. So far, he's throwing well. He's hitting his spots, throwing strikes. That's all you can ask for him. Now you just got to get the defense behind you and make plays. Unfortunately, an error leads to a run so far.
Karp, first pitch, fouled it out of play. Double-A pitcher of the year from the Post-Gazette and MVI pitcher of the year in 22 and 21. Headed to Penn State Greater Allegheny.
We're familiar with that school.
Quite familiar. Of course, Serra grad Jim Chester was the manager back when we were calling games for the Lions. Holding there is Karp.
And they've had a great program over there. I know the guy that coached me, Dean Pope, was there for about 2 years too. Great guy. Had the program going in the right direction then.
1-1 pitch to Zach Karp. Called a strike on the outside corner. Got him looking at the breaking pitch.
He said, hey, you can throw the breaking pitch, so can I.
That backdoor pitch, yeah.
1-ball, 2-strike pitch in the turf. Kind of interesting, the dynamics of this field here at Norwin. Turf infield except the mound, and then an all-grass outfield. So you're feeling a whole bunch of different surfaces out there.
Right.
Ground ball right up the middle and into center field. As Hansen's going to come up throwing. Here the ball, it's cut off. They're going to throw to third, and they're going to nail the runner Schenk going to third. It will score another run. It's 2-0 Serra Catholic. An RBI for Karp. And Shank will get tossed out on the cutoff there. Nice job by, this play goes underestimated. Schmid cut that ball off behind the mound, was able to toss over to third and at least get the final out as Serra Catholic gets 2. But the bleeding does stop before it gets too bad. And we'll go to the second.
Great job by Schmid there to cut that ball off exactly and throw it to Brazell at third. Good tag. Good job blocking the base a little bit there, but the throw beat him. Unfortunately, you get out of the inning with only 2 runs, so that's fortunate, but unfortunate part was the errors and then a couple singles. I mean, it wasn't like they were striking the ball hard, 1 extra base hit, but all singles just hit them where they weren't.
And here's the thing. They scored 2 runs. I know it doesn't mean much, but they're 2 unearned runs, so Santelli doing his job, the error gave up the 2 runs.
Yeah, that's kind of been the MO on when Quinn has struggled, it's end up being not on him, really. It's been the defense and the things that have happened behind him. But I feel like kind of like the softball game, Christian, the Chargers were able to stop things before it got too ugly there. With softball having the bases loaded with 1 out and they were able to pull that double play, that play kind of the same thing. You never, as the saying goes, you never want to make the first or the third out at third base, and Serra did that there.
Yes, they did, and that kind of ran them out of that inning because who knows, maybe they get a couple more runs. Right. So for the Chargers, you're not in a bad spot. It's only 2 runs. You got to keep it here, and like you said, now you just chip away, battle back. And I think, you lose a little bit of the jitters if you had any in the first inning here, and now it's out. Now you just go back to playing baseball like you've been the whole season.
Well, you got to be aggressive here because Carp has shown, Al, that he's going to throw strikes right out of the gate.
Yeah, he's going to – here it is. You try to hit it. You guess what it's going to be. And I'm looking here. Coach Sorrenda has the corners in for Hansen.
Pops it up. It is going to stay in play and be caught for the first out. Caught by Tyler Skaggs out of the second base position. He ranged over and 1 pitch, 1 out.
And the wind blowing a little bit out here, so might have kept that ball in the yard a little bit.
Here's Gino Williams. Called a strike right down the middle. Gino batting .267, 16 hits, 9 doubles.
Oh, that one missed. That's only the 3rd ball out of the zone for Carp out of his 13 pitches.
This one's taken foul down the right field line from Williams.
Yeah, really the biggest thing with facing Carp is his pitches are right there. You just got to guess right. I mean, the fastball, you just got to load a little bit early and have your hands ready to go. But on a curveball, you got to wait back. Hansen, dips a little bit. He's out in front and pops up foul territory.
1-2 pitch. Out of the zone, count 2-2.
And, the Chargers have all righties basically besides Zug here. So everybody should be getting, great pitches from that right side coming from the left from Carp.
Another foul ball dispersed into the parking lot here at Norwood.
I'm far enough away. That's the lot I'm in. I think all of us are.
Yeah.
You were waiting for that, right?
I was, at least subconsciously. Called strike 3. 2 outs here for Carp.
And that's the one thing you don't want in this game if you're a Charger fan. You don't want to not swing it, when you have 2 strikes. So you got to have a better approach with 2 strikes, shorten up a little bit, just try to put it in play.
That one bounces off the turf there for Brady Brazell.
I mean, if you could pick up his pattern here, Al, it's always curveball, and then he comes with the fastball, and then it's curveball, and then he sets you up and comes with the fastball.
Let's see. That was a curveball, so let's see. There it was.
Fastball popped up. First baseman Holmes will make the catch. His 4th out he's been involved in the possible 6, and the Chargers go down in order again. And we go to the bottom of the second Serra Catholic leading 2-0. WPIAL playoff baseball here on the OLSH Sports Network continues on the OLSH Sports Network. Congratulations to the cast and crew of the OLSH musical Big Fish on their 7 nominations for the 2023 Gene Kelly Awards for Excellence in High School Musical Theater, including Best Musical. And good luck this weekend. We'll find if they can take home some hardware. Take home some more Gene Kellys.
But it won't be dancing in the rain, that's for sure. It's supposed to be nice this weekend. So Quinn's got to keep doing what he's doing, and defense has got to get a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, part Serra hitting the ball in the right spots, especially in that opening inning. Owen Dombrowski led things off with that double. Joe DeMoss reached on that error by Brady Brazell. Then a single. So, I mean, they're hitting the ball.
Yeah, really the biggest thing, too, is you can't give up extra base hits. I mean, that will come down to giving them an extra base like that or 2 extra bases, and then all they have to do is just find some grass, keep it on the ground, and then get a run.
Here's catcher Jake Holmes. Misses the zone, does Santilli for ball 1. There's a strike.
And one thing about Santilli, though, he's going to give it everything he has, and he's going to keep throwing strikes. Just going to have the defense make plays behind you.
Holmes says this one's taken outside. He caught his first game in the WPIAL semifinals last year. Nico Emmerich was injured. So welcome to the postseason. This is a ground ball that's going to be slid and grabbed by Santilli. Throw on to first, and it kicks away from Schmid. Great play there by Safner, sliding in the hole, and he even saved that from going into the outfield. And he made an effort of it from his knees, did Safner, but wasn't able to pull that one out of the turf was Schmid.
Well, that was a heck of a play by Safner to even get to it. I thought off the bat he had no chance to even knock it down.
Yeah.
And now
that ball go out of play.
It went out of play, and then it gives him a bag. And see, this is the stuff that can't happen.
Yeah.
I like the effort by Safner. You have to probably throw the ball because you had a chance. But Schmidt's got to at least come off the bag there and try to knock the ball down.
First pitch swinging is Ethan Coddington.
Those are just one of those things where he has to be active over at first base and know, hey, look, I can't make this play. I got to go at least knock it down.
No ball, 1 strike pitch to Ethan. Nobody out here with the second, and Serra already with a runner in scoring position. And a time called by Coddington. No 1 pitch. Offered. 0-2.
Good pitch there by Quinn. Had him off balance. He was looking for something, the heater. He got the breaking pitch.
And he's been patient here, too.
0-2 pitch is over the head of Safner and into right field. They'll go station to station, and runners at the corners with nobody out for the Eagles. Another hit for Serra. That's number 5 of the day. And here's designated hitter Max Black.
Well, we've heard that last name for Serra Catholic for a lot of years, have we not?
Certainly have.
They just keep on coming. It's like the Safners and the Dashners and
yeah, right. Mark, older brother of Max, down with Jim Chester at Gardner Webb.
Yeah.
Playing at Gardner Webb.
with my guy Jake McCaskey down there too.
Oh, that's right. Pop up, right field. Zug calling for it, and he'll make the catch. And they'll offer the throw that is well off the mark, but nicely done there by Brazil to chase that one all the way up the third base line to go grab that and keep everybody remaining at the corners. And now there's one away, top of the order here for Serra Catholic.
Yeah, and that's a good play by Coach Sorrenda, though. I mean, you got nobody out, runners on the corners, no sense chancing that. You got a 2-run lead already.
Right.
And now you turn the lineup card over, you got the top of the lineup.
Exactly, and they've been hitting the ball where we weren't the last couple times. They already got 5 hits.
I mean, what confidence that does for a high school player to know he's not worried about it. And here's a drive into the right field. Glapp will score one, and it's an RBI single for Isaiah Petty.
And right
And
now,
that's Owen Dombrowski, who's already 1 for 1 with a double and a run score.
Serra Catholic just, again, Santilli just throwing strikes, but they're just hitting the ball and they're putting it on a line, dropping them in the gaps and hitting C&I singles, and they're just moving up and good base running. And again, good coaching by Coach Sorrenda not to send them.
Yep.
Possibly could throw them out, maybe Zug. And now they get a run because of it.
Coach McCarron wants to talk things over with his battery right now, settle him down. It's more, I think, just to give Quinn a break here.
Owen Dombrowski to the plate.
He doubled his first time and scored the game's first run.
Yeah, this is just one of those ones where you got to throw inside to him. You can't let him get extended here and just go with the pitch, go back down the line. Force him to have to turn on one.
Two on, 1 out. Ball low, 1-0 to Dombrowski.
There's a good stop there by Brandon. Keep that one in front of him.
1-0 pitch. Fouled down the first base coaching box. That's where Phil Chico is, Serra Catholic assistant coach. Yeah, the Serra Catholic bullpen is active.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're thinking, hey, if we can save Carp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a risky thing because you got to win in the moment. I
Right.
mean, you never know what happens. Maybe Chargers, get some rally. I mean, and 3 runs isn't a lot.
No,
the Chargers can come back from that.
But I think that, he's thinking 1 out, 2 on, and he could get a couple more here and be able to, even if the Eagles were to get in trouble, he could re-enter the game.
Right.
Right.
And this was a fly ball well hit to center field. Back is Hansen. Hansen will make the catch. Tagging at second is Coddington, and it rolls to third, and now the throw to second, not in time. Two away, but runners move up a base pad.
And it'll be Serra Catholic again. Great base running. Good job by Hansen to get to the ball. Just doesn't connect with the throw in to Williams, and it squeaks through, stays on the ground. Brazil has to leave the bag, and they move up and almost had to play at second, but good thing it didn't go in the outfield because it would have gave him another run.
This is Joe DeMoss. Moss reached on the air by Brazil at third. That was the play where his glove came off with the ball. He ended up coming around to score, but Chargers now in another opportunity here. They could get out of the inning with minimal damage done when things at times have not looked good for the Chargers this inning.
Yeah, and I think that would be huge for the Chargers and Santilli to get out of this inning with it 3-0.
Right. Fouled out of play, the count 1-1 to Joe DeMoss. 1-1 pitch from Santilli. Up in the zone, 2-1.
Yeah, Santilli's pitch count starting to mount right now. His second inning. This will be, according to my count, this will be his 35th.
You're right on. They got the pitch count up on the scoreboard
there.
And that's 36. Up in the zone, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, and
Shank on deck.
The one thing, too, is he hasn't even thrown, like, he's thrown a lot of pitches, but it hasn't seemed like it, too, because they've been super aggressive and getting a lot of hits.
3-1 pitch. Hits him right in the back. And now Mike Shank with the bases full of Eagles here, and this game kind of hitting a breaking point on which way this thing's going to go. I mean, you get out of this inning, great. If you give up a hit here.
Yeah, this at bat right here could be the momentum either way.
Yeah.
Chargers have action in their bullpen as well right now.
Swinging through that one as Santilli went right to the fastball. Charger faithful here, all in their purple, applaud the effort from Santilli in that moment.
He reared back on that one. He had some heat.
0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch right across the heart of the plate. Shank winces in frustration that he let that one go, and the count goes to 0-2.
And that was a hard breaking pitch, too. That wasn't no looper.
0-2 pitch. Knob of the bat finds the ball. 0-2 it remains. 2 away with the bases loaded here in the bottom of inning number 2. Serra already leads this 3-0.
Santilli knows how big this at bat is and how he got to get this out here.
Cleanup batter with the bases loaded. Avoids that pitch down to the zone to the count 1-2.
That was a great waste pitch. Just didn't get to chase.
1-2 pitch. Right back and ricochets off the all-brick backstop, kind of PNC Park-esque. But it hit the perfect spot and launched back towards Santilli.
You don't want that ball. Throw that ball out now. It's got marks on it, I'm sure.
Count remains 1-2 to Mike Shank. Bases loaded, 2 away. Pitch just inside and got an ooh from both sides of the crowd.
Yeah, that was a great pitch. Just missed inside, I think.
Some of the middle infielders were headed toward the dugout there.
2-2. Ground ball right at Santilli off of his glove. Safner tosses to Williams, and they get the out. So score that 1-4-6. The Chargers do deal out of danger there. Quinn gets the ball that they needed, and it's 3-0. Serra Catholic gets one more crossed after 2. Serra 3, Our Lady of the Sacred Heart nothing here on the OLSH Sports Network.
And that could be a momentum changer there for the Chargers because that's a heck of a play on defense there. I mean, that was hard hit off the bat. Santilli couldn't come up with it, but definitely knocked it down to slow it down a little bit, but it changed directions. And for Safner to come up with that and Williams to be covering the bag, because that was the only play he had, he couldn't get it to first.
Safner has done a great job all year at making the difficult play look routine, and he did it again there. That was not an easy play. As you said, it changed directions, and even the shovel over to Williams, you don't want anything to be too off.
Yeah,
and put it right into his chest.
Yeah. It was real quick, and you're on turf too, so he's sliding in a little quicker. You know, Williams holds the bag there, but you know what Safner reminds me of in baseball is a guy in basketball that's just a tough shot maker. And that's what he is in baseball. He just makes tough plays all the time. He's always hustling, and he gets rewarded for it.
That's his athletic mentality because that's the kind of a basketball player he is too. He didn't play this year for the Chargers on the hardwood, but that's the kind of guard he was, Christian. I mean, he goes out there and he's going to give it all he's got no matter what it takes.
Yeah, and he really has. And, you know, he's been a big leader and a big part of this successful season that the Chargers are having here, and you know, hopefully that fires up the dugout here and they just calm down a little bit, be patient in a box and kind of chip away here.
Got to find the bats.
Yeah,
got to find the bats. Got to be aggressive. Can't be waiting for something here. And you know what? A great person that to get that started is the man stepping into the batter's box right now, and that's Mario Williams. It's been kind of known this year for trying to take that first pitch.
Both the bullpens still active. Sean Hudak in the pen for the Chargers.
277 average for Williams, and he swung out of his shoes there. And this one's a ground ball, and it's diving stop there by Skaggs on to first. What a play. Thought it was going to find its way into right field, and Skaggs makes a great stop.
Wow, you just got to tip your hat on that one. Skaggs made a great play in the hole.
Yeah, he really did, but Williams did the right thing there. Wait back on that curveball. He sat on it, and he got a good piece of it. Everybody else got to take a little note out of his book there and wait on the curve. I mean, that's the one you want to hit, too, because right now the Chargers are having trouble catching up to the fastball.
Bunt for Santilli, trying to bunt to get a hit. Chargers haven't had a base runner on the pads yet. It's been perfection to this point for Karp. 7 straight retired. Karp facing his mound opponent in Santilli, and he'll miss with that one to the count 1-1.
Looks like Stephen Murray in the pen for the Eagles.
That one just misses 2-1. Quinn even looked back at the umpire, assuming that that was going to be a strike, and he was pleasantly surprised at the answer.
Yeah, I think that thing just hung up there just a little bit.
2-1 pitch. Popped up shallow left field. Left fielder was playing in. Center fielder calls him off, and Petty makes the catch for the second out of the third.
That's a little bit of disrespect to the Chargers there. They think he can't get around on Karp.
Here's Nate Schmidt, first baseman and the 9-hitter for the Chargers, trying to not allow Karp to go through this lineup one time, and he will take it into shallow right field. It will drop in for the Chargers' first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, it took 9 batters, but the Chargers finally do what the Eagles were doing, just going with the pitch.
Just talk about him, the fact he had a no-hitter. Talk about the fact he hit without fail. Sometimes the announcer's jinx isn't such a bad thing.
Yeah, right. Now, I knew we were going to have to start talking about it at some point.
And here's the top of the order. What do you say? Chargers have been known to be a 2-out magic team.
Yeah.
It'd be great to get it rolling here with the top of the order. James Safner 0 for 1 today. Breaking pitch right across, and Safner looks at the umpire, and you could tell there was a look of disagreement on his face.
Yeah, nobody liked that pitch, not even me.
That was backdoor breaking pitch. The umpire said it caught the corner.
Pickoff attempt and karaokeing back to the bag is Schmidt.
Yeah, that's the one thing you got to watch. Karp, a lefty, got a quick move to first base here. Got to be smart. Don't run out of the inning.
Ground ball weakly hit to short. Coddington throws to first, sliding in safely is Sam. No, they said he was out. Oh my goodness. That was close.
That was very close. If we had replay, we'd be viewing
that one.
Yeah, I think you'd be taking a look and at least seeing if that one was safe, because I think it was, and I think Coach Zyrel's thinking the same thing.
So the Chargers do get their first hit of the ball game, but can't do anything with it. We go to the bottom of the third with Serra leading still 3-0. The other thing, guys, talking about, the Chargers only had 2 hits against 5 pitchers against Serra Catholic in the games at PNC Park. Now, given it wasn't the full lineup the whole game, but even so, Serra certainly has a staff that is capable of doing it.
No, they do. They really do. And Chargers, you said it last inning, Matt. They got to get the sticks out to get going here. I don't care who's on the mound.
And it's taking, like we're talking about it, guys. It's finding a pattern from Karp. He's certainly relied heavily on that curveball today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think at this point, the Chargers are going to start picking up after going once through the lineup. Everybody sees them now. Now you can start, second time through the lineup, you can start picking apart and picking your spots. But like you said, he's stuck with the curveball a ton. You just got to wait back. That's the one you want to hit. You know what I mean? If you get the fastball early, then you take it for a ride. But for the most part, you're trying to find and guess right on a curveball, sit on it, put it in the gap somewhere.
Yeah, and that was Dave Schmidt finding he was been struggling at the plate. He was batting 192 coming into that plate appearance. And the first pitch, a cold strike to Tyler Skaggs, who's 0 for 1 today with the strikeout.
And one thing you hope here is Santilli settles in here and you have a quick inning, and then you find the bats now because you're one time through the lineup.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Skaggs is outside, 2-1. As Santilli quickly approaches 50 pitches already here in the bottom of the third. Offering is Skaggs, and the count even.
And Santilli getting a little bit of a rhythm here, and Skaggs steps out of the box, kind of trying to throw him off.
What's a little bit scary, guys, is the lineup for Serra is still so youthful.
Yeah.
And that one is ball 4. Second free pass offered by Santilli. One was a hit batsman. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's
I was going to say, wait a minute, he only walked. This is his first walk.
I think he's a little upset that he
semantics
walked
out.
That one.
Yeah, right. You say tomato, I say tomato.
I say potato. Carp is up to the plate, 1 for 1 today with a single.
Something
showing
fishy
bunt,
there.
and then a pump fake there by Brazell. Sliding back safely was Skaggs, even though there was no throw.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Carp bunts here. Move the guy over. See if they can get another run here.
They've been good at getting base runners on today, that is for sure. With, in fact, with Skaggs getting on, all but Max Black have been on base already.
Yep.
Bunt down the third baseline, and it rolls foul, and pushed and escorted that way even further by Brady Brazell.
He's acting like he's a 2K player, the show player. Knock it out. Now, Carp's probably swinging away here.
But going back to my original part, the lineup is junior, sophomore, senior, senior, sophomore, sophomore, senior, senior, sophomore, freshman, senior. It's a lot of sophomores, a lot of
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Where they find these guys that are all really good at baseball is beyond me.
2, right back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Skaggs to second, Carp, second hit of the day. Jake Holmes to the plate, who's 1 for 1 with a run scored.
Here's a out-of-town scoreboard. Seton LaSalle was trailing Riverview earlier in the game. They ended up winning that game 6-3. So Seton LaSalle moves on.
Another notch in the belt for the conference, or the section that is Section 2. All of the Section 2 teams that made the postseason were active in the quarterfinals, given 2 of them had free passes.
I mean, that section was a gauntlet this year, there's no doubt.
It's ball 1 to Jake Holmes, catcher, and now Brian Zarenda wants a runner at first base. And it's Tony Fisher, junior.
Courtesy running for Carp.
One 1-0 pitch, meanwhile, to Jake Holmes. And that's one's laced into center, but it's right at Hansen. Hansen makes the catch. Runners stay put. and there's one away.
Boy, he hit that one right on the screws, did he not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're stinging the ball. Now there's a couple just hung up there for Hansen. Good job by him. They get to the ball. They don't even think about tagging, but he's got a pretty good arm out there in center field.
Ethan Connington 1 for 1 today. Connington going to IUP. That one bounces up, blocked nicely there by Purcell. Remember, announcing Ethan's brother Brandon was a member of that 2011 WPIAL championship team. Remember calling their state championship at Penn State way back when with our buddy Josh Taylor, Al.
Yep.
1-1 pitch. One pitch to Ethan Connington with 1 away and 2 on. Bouncing and blocking another one is Purcell.
We talked about it all year long, Purcell. He's the Pirates used to have the fort. Well, the Chargers have Purcell.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been terrific back there. Good job stopping the ball in the turf today, too, which is even harder than dirt.
Yeah, because it takes that funny bounce.
Yep, and it comes at you quick.
2-1 pitch. Runners go. Ball's popped up. This could be trouble.
It's infield fly rule.
It is infield. Yeah, it won't matter. But runners can advance at their own accord and could have ended up being a problem, but that one was hit high enough runners were able to get back.
That was a great pitch by Santilli there. Get him out in front. Off the end of the bat, pop up to Williams, and now, going to work out of a jam again, hopefully here.
Yeah, it's Max Black, the only Eagle to not reach base yet today. And he swings and misses at the breaking stuff. Fell right off the table. No ball, 1 strike pitch here coming from Santilli. Misses 1-1. Long look at second base, and Santilli delivers. Low in the zone, 2-1. Serra Catholic was in the section with Greensburg Central Catholic, who OLSH defeated in the first round of the playoffs. That was that 1-0 win last week. Chargers scored that 1 run in the first inning, and that's all they needed.
Yeah, James Safner got on a walk, came all the way around without the use of a hit. Scored that run.
There's yelling from the 2 umpires.
They're yelling towards the dugout over there. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody out there shouldn't been.
That one just misses, 3-1.
That was a great pitch. Just a tad high.
Eagles have threatened every inning. The Chargers trying to keep them off the board this time. And that's ball 4.
Not sure where the last 2 missed. It looked pretty good from up here. Calls that he seemed to be giving Santilli this whole time.
Well, the Chargers flirting with danger again. Second inning in a row that they've now offered the Eagles all 3 bags. And it's the top of the order in Isaiah Petty, who's 1 for 2 today. Singled his last at bat last inning. He flew out to right field his first at bat. First pitch is ball 1.
Yeah, this is just one thing that you can't have. You can't keep letting them threaten a score and have guys in scoring position every inning.
Yeah,
it becomes tough to keep working out of the jams.
Not against a team as good as this.
There's a called strike from Quinn.
No, and also this inning was more unlike Santilli giving up 2 walks.
That is ball 2, 2-1.
Still not understanding where these are missing on the edge. They must be just a tad up or a tad low because I think they're hitting the corner.
2-1 pitch. That one outside.
Ooh. Not by much.
3-1.
Yeah, he hasn't missed by much. He's trying to paint those corners. Probably getting a little tired here. He's at 68 pitches already.
What do you want to do here if you're Isaiah? You're getting 3-1.
You're taking all of it. He's swinging.
He popped it up. Shallow right field. It's in that triangle. Safner in foul territory makes the catch, and the Chargers hang on again and strand the Eagles loaded. 7 batters left on base for Serra Catholic, and the Chargers stay within striking distance as we go to the 4th. And what a long run for James Safner in that one.
I didn't think anybody was going to get to that one. I honestly thought it was going to fall in foul territory there, but Safner's got those wheels, and he just doesn't give up on the play. Keeps chugging, chipping away at it, and makes a fantastic catch in foul territory. And now it's like Santilli's worked out of these jams and the defense behind him, and Sarah's left 7 guys on base. Now it's like the Chargers, you got to find a way, man. You got to give these guys some runs and give Santilli some runs and put a little pressure on Carp and Serra Catholic here.
And that's where, I mean, from what I understand, you know, it's been pretty conservative for Serra. Like, surprised there hasn't been with 2 outs or even with 1 out, you know, trying to bunt a guy over or something. They haven't really done the small ball things we almost know that they're capable of doing, and the Chargers have just found enough to stick around in this. But certainly, I mean, they're going to need another pitching performance from somebody other than Quinn. I can't imagine Quinn's going to go the duration here.
Right. Somebody's going to have to come in and at least help shut the door down, but you're going to have to find a way to make for a long inning, at least tire these guys out a little bit and tire Carp out and watch his pitch count grow a little bit, but haven't seen enough pitches so far.
Hey, the other 3 games in 2A right now is I told you about the one, Riverview and Seton LaSalle. Seton LaSalle victorious after this pitch.
It's Brandon Brazell that'll play for the Chargers, who's 0 for 1 today.
Over at Fox Chapel, it's New Brighton and Ligonier Valley are playing, and at Mayview, Boyce Park Mayview, it's Southside and Burgettstown was ahead in that one last I heard.
Good to know. Thanks for the update, Al. 2-0 to Brandon. That's a called strike. 2-1.
And that's the one you got to sit on. You got to know 2-0. He threw 2 fastballs, so actually his curveball's been what he's thrown more strikes of.
Yeah. 327 batting average for Brandon. And he'll weakly hit this one down to third base. Dombrowski bobbles it, and hobbling to first base is Brandon.
Second base runner for the Chargers. On the air to Dombrowski.
And that ball came funny off the bat. I honestly thought they were going to call foul because I thought it went off his foot, but.
And here's a cool moment. Braden Wetling will enter the game as the courtesy runner for Brandon Brazell, and it's official for the 2nd time this year. Braden facing against his Uncle Brian. That's just kind of a cool thing. Who would think, right?
Yeah.
And also, happy early birthday to Braden. His birthday on Wednesday, I believe. So
day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Big 1-7. Here's Garrett Zug. Pickoff attempt, and Braden's back. Now that's what we don't want.
No, not
you know, Uncle Brian maybe tried to pick off his nephew. I don't know what the rules are behind that.
Oh, yeah, there's got to be some kind of rule about that, right? Yeah. Can't pick off family members.
Time that hit the tip of the bat there.
Yeah. Strike.
0-1 to Zug.
It's a little bit of bragging rights for those two at the dinner table or at the family parties.
Probably this weekend.
Yeah.
Somebody's having a picnic.
0-1 pitch. Misses. 1-1. Time from Sam Zyrel doesn't do this very often, but he wants to talk to Garrett Zug. That is interesting. Sam normally doesn't do that, so whatever he saw, it was worthy of it. Coming down that first base coaching box, 1-1 pitch, pickoff attempt, and Braden is back.
That one was up the right field line from first base. Good job there by Holmes to keep that one in play.
1-1 pitch, showing bunt. Bunt is down for Zug. Back to Karp. Karp turning around, throw, 1 away. Moving up, Wentling to second base. Nice job on the sacrifice for Garrett.
And I'm thinking that might have been what Coach Zyrel was telling him there, or at least maybe trying to throw Karp off a little bit. But I'm not sure it was a bad idea because they weren't ready for it.
No.
And weren't expecting a bunt being down 3.
Here's Austin Hansen. Takes a cold strike. Hansen batting .369 coming into today, leading the team with hits at 24. And he'll take 25 to center field. Wentling is going to be sent, and it's an RBI single for Austin Hansen. Chargers are on the board, and the baby, the first one to score for the purple and gold.
Take that, Uncle Brian.
And there you go, Hansen. I mean, it's been so steady all year, great in the box, and he's telling him right now it's go time, he's telling him. And we just talked about this a little bit before. Karp, the curveball, sit on the curveball. The Chargers haven't been able to catch up to the fastball.
Yep.
The curveball is slow, and it's right over the heart of the plate. You have to just wait on it. If you wait on it, that's going to happen. Now you're just putting it in play. I mean, if I was those guys, I wouldn't even be looking to hit the fastball.
Yep.
I'd just be trying to guess when the curveball was coming.
There's Gino Williams, 0 for 1 today with the strikeout. Fastball taken for ball 1.
And obviously easier said than done, but he
Little
can
Cueto moment there.
Yeah.
Karp dropping the ball.
So you're telling me Williams going to hit this over the fence?
Would be a great time. 2-0.
I hear the Charger faithful over here now, so maybe it is like a Cueto moment.
First home run of Gino Williams' career.
Would be nice.
Hey.
Oh, he saw a freshman hit a home run.
I was just about to say, did we not see the first one the other day that started the rally
for the girls?
Yep.
Yeah, and helped them with the win over Serra?
2-0, another pickoff, and Hansen was already sliding as he was throwing over.
Hansen's no more than 4 or 5 feet off the bag.
I was going to say, it wasn't even warranting of a slide.
He could have karaoke back to
Yep.
that one. Yeah. I was going to say he wants to get his uniform dirty. You're not getting him dirty on this infield.
This is a ground ball to second base on a knee, fielded by get 1, get 2. 4-6-3, Tyler Skaggs, Coddington, Holmes. And big help from the defense, but it's big hit there by Austin Hansen. Gets the Chargers on the board, and after 4.5 or 3.5, it's Serra Catholic 3, Our Lady of the Sacred Heart 1 here on the OLSH Sports Network. Our presentation of the WPIAL playoffs rolling on here on OSN.
The one thing that couldn't happen, rolling to a double play, unfortunately. But good inning for the Chargers. At least got some base runners there and found a way to get a hit and score a run. And now you're on the board. Now it's just a 2-run ball game. Still early in this game. Hopefully Santilli can settle in a little bit here and have a quicker inning.
Yeah, and, I think, too, what is optimistic for me, guys, is Chargers starting to hit the ball on a line a lot more. They were popping everything up those first couple innings, and maybe starting to do what you say as far as finding the breaking stuff and laying off the hard stuff.
Yeah, and just being comfortable in the box. They've seen them one time around already now, so they're, picking their spots now. And that was a good hit by Gino, just playing up the middle a little bit. If he's playing in normal depth, that might get through the infield.
Want to wish our softball team good luck as they'll continue in the WPIAL playoffs this Wednesday for a right to go to the school's first ever WPIAL softball championship. More athletic history on the table on Wednesday. And a good luck to runners Max Hamilton and Antonio Vittor as they'll head to the state championships on Thursday. Good luck to all of our Chargers, making us proud here in the spring. Called a strike. Quinn Santilli back for his 4th inning of work here in bottom of inning number 4. It's 1-1 to Owen Dombrowski. That one bounces in the turf, if you will. Maybe this is what this is called. It's turt. It's dirt and turf.
Dirt and turf.
The thing that I like about this setup, though, is it's a dirt mound.
Yeah.
That
has to be a lot more comfortable for Quinn.
For all pitchers.
Ground ball right back at Santelli. He'll toss on. Look what I found, and look what I take down. There we go, Quinn, as we get the first out of this 4th.
He was bound to get one of those. He's had a couple right back at him today and had his glove on him, but he probably caught the hardest one. Great job.
Joe DeMoss has reached base on an error and was hit by a pitch last plate appearance back in the 2nd. It'll take ball 1 here as Santelli sets to deliver pitch 75. That's a ground ball hit to Williams at short. On to first on a stretch by Schmid, 2 away.
This is more what you want to see from the Chargers defense and Santilli. A couple pitches, 2 outs.
Boy, does Quinn need an inning like this, too.
Yeah.
And this is the heart of the lineup, too.
Yeah, that's a good point, Al.
2, 3, 4 hitters.
We talked about it the other day, Al, too. Santilli always seems to get better as the game goes on.
He gets into that rhythm, yeah.
He does, and he just starts dialing in.
Takes ball 1 is Mike Schenk. 1 for 2 today. 2-0. He singled his first at bat back of the 1st inning and then was thrown out to end the inning in the 1st. Then he bounced into that crazy play that hit off of Quinn, then rolled to James, and James tossed to Williams. 3-0 now. So Schenk has ended 2 out of the 3 possible innings for Serra Catholic in one way or the other.
Yeah.
And he'll fly this one out right in front of Hanson in center field for a base hit. 2-out base knock for Schenk. Tyler Skaggs to the plate. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. He walked last inning to lead things off in the 3rd.
And you'd rather give that hit up then than with no outs. So we'll take that. Now you just get another out here, go get the bats going.
Ground ball ripped and off of Brazell. And second error going to be charged to Brady.
No doubt.
That one was definitely stung down there, though. I mean, he had it. He was in front of it. Just couldn't corral it.
I'm wondering, did that go off his knee? Or did that hit his glove?
I mean, it definitely bounced far away.
It did. It bounced off his body awkwardly. I know that.
Yeah. His leg or his knee, something. 2 on, 2 outs.
And Zach Karp, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Eagles have threatened every inning. There's a called strike on the inside corner. And that's the other thing. I think a lot of pitchers, actually talking to Brian Zarenda about this and talking about Quinn Santilli, said he's not afraid to work inside. He goes inside there, and turning on that is Karp into right field. It will score 1, and it's a 2-out RBI single for Zach Karp, and the Eagles get the run right back. It's 4-1.
Second RBI of the game for Karp.
Yeah, and for Karp helping himself out there, that's a big hit. And for the Chargers, that's unfortunate now because it looks like possibly maybe Santilli's day is done, possibly.
Yeah, Phil McCarron's going out, and he told his infield to stay out there.
Oh, so maybe not.
Sean Hudak had been warming up, so he's probably ready. I see him leaning over there at the end of the dugout.
That's going to be it.
83 pitches for Santelli.
So Quinn's day is done, and it will be Sean Hudak coming on. Quinn didn't get a lot of help from behind him today.
No.
In moments that they needed it. You know, this inning continues in an unearned run. Are 3 out of the 4, Al?
Yeah, that would be an unearned run
Yeah.
right there. Yeah. So, 3 out of the 4.
3 out of the 4.
Runs.
Right.
You're at 1-1.
You're one
Chargers
game.
make some plays in
Yep.
the field here.
Yep. And make those errors, and, you obviously got to score some runs to win the game. So,
Boy, we were just talking about Quinn going inside, and Quinn went right back inside, and Karp did a great job with his hands and took that right with it to right field.
Santelli will go out to left. Hansen will come out of the game.
a little inside-out swing by Karp. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
And those are 2 big hits by Karp and help himself out.
Hey, Sean Hudak, this is his 8th game on the mound. He's got 9 innings under his belt. He's got an ERA of 2.33. He's got a whip of 1.67. And opposing batting average is 2.78 against the sophomore. He's walked 16, struck out 52. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Santelli. He's walked 5, struck out 4.
I was going to say, that's a lot.
That's a lot for 9 innings,
Right.
huh?
It's like, I don't know if
pretty
that math. We'll have to ask Sister about that. Shout out to Sister Francine and all the sisters watching back. I see Sister over there in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
Jake Holmes will step in and face Hudak. First batter facing the new pitcher in Sean Hudak.
So, again, Santilli goes from the mound out to left field.
First pitch, bunt is shown. Runner will go. Throw is cut off by Safner, and they're going to walk the runner back. And then they're going to throw to third, and they're going to end up getting the runner over. So it works out. That's what that play is designed for.
I'm not sure what Safner's doing. I mean, he's the quickest dude on the field right now, and he was standing right next to him, just
Chase him
tagging
down.
Well, he didn't want to give up the run.
Right.
I know, but he didn't even move from third base. I mean, that would have been a heck of a play. I think Safner's a little quicker. He could have made the tab. We go back and watch that on replay. I guarantee you he could have got that. That frustrates me because he should have got him. I mean, he probably didn't want to make a mistake, but I'd rather see you hustle to try to get the out and get out of the inning. Hudak came in a tough spot here, and you're asking him to make a play here.
And it's 3-0.
Right.
No, they got. Oh yeah, 3-0. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a tough break there.
Called a strike. Could it be the third inning that Serra loads the bases here? Jeez, oh man.
At this
3-1.
point,
Popped up. Out of play.
full count.
I was just about to say the same thing, Al. At this point, you might as well, but now he got that pitch. Got him to foul that one off. 3-2 here.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you walk him, that's not the worst thing that can happen right now. So.
No.
No, you go for it.
3-2 pitch. Chopped. Fair ball.
Oh, he said foul.
Oh, I don't know how that's foul.
How
He was in fair territory,
Right.
Yeah,
and he grabbed the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not understanding that one. And that could be another tough break for the Chargers. If they come away and get a hit here to score 2 runs, that's a backbreaker.
Full count again.
This one's a ground ball to Williams on the backhand. Will go to first, and it's off the mark, but on the tag, Schmid gets the Chargers out again and add 2 more to that LOB column for Serra Catholic. They do get another run, and they expand the lead back to 3. And after 4, it's Serra Catholic 4, Our Lady of the Sacred Heart won WPIAL playoff baseball, and the quarterfinals continues here on the OLSH Sports Network.
And it's just one of these games right here where it's frustrating because the Chargers are like right there. They only give up, 3 of the 4 runs are unearned. Santilli, great day on the bump, and Hudak coming in and getting out of it. And it didn't hurt that they didn't make a play and the runners moved up. But now you got to chip away. You got to find a way to at least get 3 runs here. You get 2 back here, you'd be happy.
Real quick, guys, I want to digress. Who decided that this game is at Norwin? This is rough. For an hour for one team and 20 minutes for the other at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right.
It's kind of unfair.
I mean, I almost missed pregame.
Well, that is most games.
Yeah, that's most games. But I also left with an hour and 20 minutes to spare and still got here 5 minutes before the game. I mean, but
that's too funny.
But it's got to be tough for the Chargers, like you said. That's a long ways away, and for Serra, it's easier to get here.
I don't know. I'm thinking the thought process is they're the #1 seed, get them as close to home as
Yeah, it easily could be that way. I mean, I know that the WPIAL does their best. At, some schools aren't offering up their facilities, so that's the other part of it.
Right.
Winner of this game will play at 2 o'clock tomorrow at Washington and Jefferson, Ross Memorial Park. The other semifinal is at Gateway at 6:30 tomorrow. Seton LaSalle versus to be determined. Either New Brighton or Ligonier Valley as Chargers try to get something going with Brady Brazell here.
And ain't that funny how you turn around and you come back the next day? I mean, they don't even give you 2 days. And I know they want to make it more competitive with the pitching thing, but I don't even think 2 days wouldn't do anything for the most part.
I think the issue is when they have to play the finals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because they know it's tight window and the way the weather works in Pittsburgh isn't always great. So.
Yeah, this 2A final will either be next Tuesday the 30th or next Wednesday the 31st.
Right.
1-2 pitch coming to Brady Brazell. Low in the zone, and they count 2-2. 45 pitches. That means Carp will be ineligible
for tomorrow.
If the Eagles were to hang on and win this one, he won't be able to pitch tomorrow. The pitch inside there. And it's full count to Brady Brazell, multi-sport athlete. Football and baseball player for the Chargers.
Did you hear how the Charger football players did in the football game?
I did not. This one's weakly popped to third. Dombrowski makes the catch, one away here in the 5th.
Just jammed them there, unfortunately. Couldn't turn on it fast enough. Got underneath it.
It's the 3rd pop-out Chargers have had today. Mario Williams 0 for 1 today and a ground out to second.
Yeah, and the other 2 were in foul territory.
There's a cold strike from Carp.
That's a great pitch. Nothing that Mario could do with that one.
Foul the second one off. 0-2. Mario a part of some of those nominations for the 2023 Gene Kelly Awards. Trying to win on the stage and on the field.
Quite a talent in that number 21.
0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, taken to short. It's Connington on to Holmes. 6-3, 2 away here in the 5th.
And the Chargers starting to put the bat on the ball a little bit, but just can't find a seam here, find an opening.
I mean, that's been the whole game, Christian. The Chargers only have 1 strikeout. So,
right.
I mean, Carp's only struck out 1, and that was looking.
Yeah, because he throws a ton of strikes, and they're right there. The Chargers are being more patient now, not getting underneath it as much.
Heads up. Did you wince?
Straight back.
I didn't even flinch on that one. Remember that game where we were flinching
that's
left and right
game.
at the softball game?
Yeah.
But that thing was way closer to us than,
Yeah,
than
right.
this is. Backstop's a little deeper here.
Yeah, just a bit. Strike 2.
0-2 to Santilli with already 2 away. Chargers in jeopardy of going down in order for the 3rd time today as Santilli lays off in that one, 1-2.
Yeah.
This one straight back. Carp is already in the top 10 in WPIAL history in all-time wins.
It's impressive.
Over 30 of them. 1-2 strike pitch. Popped up by Santilli, and that's going to get out of play. He's actually number 2. And this one, weakly hit to third. Dombrowski, throw on to first in time. 1, 2, 3 go the Chargers in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th with Serra leading this one 4-1. And the Chargers need to make sure they keep the Eagles off the board if they want a chance to rally in this one.
Yeah, they're going to have to do work on the defensive end here and make sure you get 3 outs pretty quick. Don't get in a jam again and have Serra threaten any more runs. Got to keep it here and then find a way to chip away with down into their last 6 outs.
Just finishing the thought on Carp on the wins, by the way. Most wins in WPIAL history is 38. Jared Lapkowitz in 2005 at Carmichael's went 38-4. And he sits at number 2, but would need one heck of a run here to get to the 1 spot. But as Brian Zarenda pointed out to me, Carp didn't have a freshman season because of COVID.
Yeah.
So he probably would have had the record by now.
That's a great point. A lot of these kids,
Yeah.
the last 4 years, had 1 year. In fact, the Charger ball caps make tribute to the 2020 season that was nixed.
Ethan Coddington lead things off here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Serra Catholic leading 4-1. Coddington singled his first at bat and then popped out into that infield fly. His second, it's 1-1 for Sean Hudak. Popped up.
That one's going to be out of play.
And fans run away from the ball in the Charger stands.
I mean, you think about the future of the Chargers on the hill. I mean, they got some great pitchers coming back. I mean, you figure Zay's out for the season.
Right.
I mean, what a great 1-2 punch with Santilli. Sean Hudak's proven this year that he's capable of pitching. You got Brady coming back next year as well. I mean, they're going to be set. And then
look at this. This one's bouncing, and then we'll roll foul in a diving attempt there by Brandon to move that one foul.
The hustle by these guys has been tremendous today. That's one thing. They're playing hard still, keeping themselves in the game, giving themselves a chance. Now they got to find a way.
2-2 to Ethan Coddington. Serra Catholic shortstop.
anything's possible. I was watching college softball, the regionals last night. Washington and McNeese. Washington was losing 6-0.
Called strike 3. There's a K for Sean Hudak, his first strikeout in playoff action.
Second strikeout for the Eagles. But
who would have thought, Al, just to digress for a second, that Serra would have more strikeouts than the Chargers in this game?
Well, they both have 2, do they not?
I have us for 1.
Oh, that's right. 1 strikeout, yeah.
Who would have thought my book was right? That's another question.
NC, no comment.
Max Black. 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right and walked. And this one's weakly hit foul down the third base line, barehanded by Zarenda in the coaching box, and went right to Hudak with it. Brian still got it.
But yeah, Washington was losing 6-0 in the 7th inning, and and Washington came back and scored 7 runs in the top of the 7th and ended up winning the game.
Yep.
Did you see that too?
I did. Wouldn't you like to see that here?
Yeah, that's the point I was making.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of a story to that is this bounces up for ball 3. So in that 2012 season where Chargers took down Serra Catholic in the quarterfinals in that 9-inning game, the Chargers needed to win their last regular season game, and they were down 5 runs to Chartiers Houston and scored 7 in the top of the 7th inning to get in the playoffs. And then the Chargers would go on to go to the WPIAL semifinals, and the next year they got all the way to the championship in 2013, this being the 10-year anniversary of the only baseball team to make the finals in OLSH history. It was a free passes issue to Max Black, second walk of the day for Max.
Colin Holmes now running out at first base for Black.
Colin Holmes is running for Max Black.
So essentially Black is out of the game.
Yep.
Of course, he can re-enter as the designated hitter.
This one a ground ball to second base. Safter with the flip to Williams for 1. Throw on to first and sliding in safely is Isaiah Petty to avoid the double play.
Well, it was hit hard enough to Safner. Good turn by Williams, but the hustle down the line, keeping this inning alive. Good stretch by Schmidt. But Hudak getting what he wanted there. Ground ball.
Owen Dombrowski, 1 for 3 today. Doubled and came in to score in the first inning. Pitches outside as Hudak pulls Isaiah Schultz and his hat falls off.
Although the beginning of the season, Zay didn't do it.
No, he got that band now. Runner takes off, pitch out, and bobbled that one. Did Brazell and safe at second for Isaiah Petty and a stolen base.
And 2-ball count.
On Dombrowski. 2-0 pitch. Called a strike. Two 2-1 pitch misses, and it's 3-1. Three-one pitch. Grounded on the backhand, knocked down by Brazell. Brazell fields it, throws on to first, the throw's away. And everybody will be safe in rolling third, and stopping now is Petty. It's the third error on Brady Brazell today. And, I mean, you take the error, there's an error for the hit and potentially an error for allowing Petty to make the third.
I
but
just give him one error because he didn't go to second.
Yeah. And again, Brazell he knocks it down. It was a hard hit ball. He did the right thing, gets to it enough time, but then rushes the throw. Probably should have just not threw the ball. Because in that way, if you don't throw the ball, runner doesn't move up the third. Now a pass ball gives you another run. At least you got 2 outs, runners on first and second instead of the corners here. So now they can all essentially play the little game here and steal and try to get themselves on a rundown and get a score too.
There's a called strike. Joe DeMoss reached base in the air, was hit by a pitch and grounded out to short. 1-1 pitch from Hudak. Runner takes off, and it bounces. Throw down to third, and Petty is safe, and Dombrowski is as well at second base. More runners on the base pads for the Eagles. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, none in the third, and 1 in the fourth inning for Serra Catholic to this point. That's the ledger here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 4-1. Serra leads. Pitch misses.
I've got 2 and 2. I don't know.
Scoreboard says he should be out.
Should be out. Yeah, it's not.
Ball 4.
Oh, they had it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Mike Shank with yet again the bases full of Eagles.
Yeah, how many times is he going to come up today with the bases loaded? He's getting big opportunities each time, that's for sure.
And Phil McCarron is back out for another meeting.
And again, the Chargers are just making it a little bit more harder on themselves. I mean, they're actually probably lucky to have this game at 4-1 right now and only giving up essentially 1 earned run.
Serra hasn't had the timely hit yet.
No,
they've just been able to play small ball enough where they've done what they normally do, which is get a 2, get 1 run here and there. But they haven't had the breakout inning because they haven't had the timely hit yet, and it's coming.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. They're too good of a team and well coached to keep giving these guys opportunities with runners in scoring position and a lot of guys on the bases. I mean, how many guys they left on base? Probably already double digits almost.
Yeah, Sarah's.
Or if they get out of this inning, probably double digits.
Yeah.
Sarah's eerily resembling another team here in Pittsburgh that does that a lot.
Yeah.
Wears black and gold.
That would be the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah,
huh?
they get guys on and can't get them in.
Right, and that's exactly why they're struggling and on a slide here.
1-0. Popped out of play, 1-1. If the Chargers were to get out of this inning, it would be 12 left on for Serra.
Right, which is crazy because that's unlike them.
1-1 pitch. Weekly hit, shallow right field, and it is foul ball is called. And that is as close as you can get.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, that was almost placed in between all 3 Chargers and would have scored 2 runs, would have broke this game open, maybe even scored 3 off,
Yeah, because
the
there's
pitch
2 outs.
with 2 outs,
the runners were gone on contact.
These guys were going.
And that, you heard of the Bermuda Triangle. That was the definition right there.
Yeah. But it will be 1-2 with 2 away. The base is still loaded. The pitch outside, 2-2. On the cleanup batter, it has worked out to perfection for Brian Zarenda in terms of getting your cleanup batter with the bases loaded, but Chargers have been able to get out of it to this point. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Ball 3, and it's a payoff pitch with the bases juiced. Coming here for Mike Shank.
Big pitch here for the sophomore.
2 for 3 today, 2 singles and a run scored. 3-2 pitch is weakly hit into left field. It will score 2. It's a 2-run single for Mike Shank. And there's the timely hit from the Eagles. It's 6-1, Serra Catholic.
3 RBIs on the day for Shank.
And that's just what you're talking about. You give them too many opportunities, and they finally are going to capitalize. They're way too good of a ball club to not.
Right.
And there you have it. You know, make your couple plays, your couple pitches, couple errors, and now all of a sudden the game's at a bigger deficit than you want it to be with only 6 outs for the Chargers left.
Ball bounces up. Brazell blocks it nicely. They count 1-0.
And unfortunately, it's just frustrating for the Chargers because they've been able to get out of it, and this time just can't.
Swing and a miss. I like to see that from Hudak. That ball wasn't even well struck. It was just perfectly placed, which is what Sarah's been doing much of this game. I mean, some of them have been well struck, but.
Yeah, for the most part, it's been just placement.
Yeah.
They've
Throw
took
down
the
to
ball,
second. And
took the
kicked
pitches
away.
where they've thrown them and just found gaps, and it fell in, and unfortunately there's another one there.
OLSH making their third straight appearance in the WPIAL quarterfinals. And this one fouled away by Skaggs one more time. 2-2.
Hudak's pitch count getting up there. He's already at 40.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Get the strikeout for Hudak. As Skaggs goes down, and guys, you go back, and I'm going to circle this one. The slide by Isaiah Petty to get out of not a double play.
Yeah.
If he doesn't slide, the Chargers are out of this inning, and it's still 4-1 ball game. Petty slides, keeps the inning going. The next batter is Owen Dombrowski, air by Brazil, and the inning kind of falls apart. There's a walk and a perfectly placed ball by Schenk, and they score 2 more runs.
Yeah, and that's the game of baseball, and unfortunately it's like a game of inches, you know. Every pitch matters, every play matters, and because of a couple errors, because of extra effort plays by Serra Catholic like that, sliding into the base, and that gives you a couple extra runs and puts Serra Catholic in this 6-1 lead that they got here, and Carp only needing to get 6 outs to end this game and advance Serra Catholic. And Chargers backs against the wall here. Can be done, but you got to start it, and you got to get some back here. You can't just have an inning where you don't score runs again, or even threaten to get the opportunity to score runs.
And go ahead.
Congratulations to Mia, Kylie, Rocco, Brad, and Bryson, who were all selected to play in the Round Ball Classic last weekend. Congratulations to all of them. I heard it all went well. And I want to remind you, students entering grades K through 12 are invited to explore a variety of summer camps at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart High School. Check out our offerings and view camp descriptions at olsh.org/apps/pages/summer camps. Nate Schmid, 1 for 1 today. Only the second time Carp has gone through the order here now in the 6th. He has done 2 over the minimum from my count now.
Yeah, 2 base runners for the Chargers.
Call it a strike.
Single and an error.
I have 3. Austin Hansen single as well. Schmidt singled, Hansen singled, Brazil reached base on the net.
That's right, yeah. And he was erased on the double play. Yep, sorry. 2 hits and an error.
1-2 on Nate Schmid.
The point I started to make there, guys, is
this is well struck to center field. Back. It's over the center fielder's head, and Petty going to second, and Schmid and standing up a leadoff double for Nate Schmid. He's 2 for 2 today.
How about that?
And that's how you're going to start off an inning with an extra base hit. 1 hop off the fence. Schmidt getting hot at the right time here, and
that's a poke out there too.
Hopefully that gets the Chargers going.
Caught Petty well off of guard there, and he's been picking dandelions much of this ball game.
Wetling will run for Schmidt. But, the point I was making was Eagles have 6 runs. Only 1 of them is earned. 5 unearned runs, so that's what good teams do. They take advantages of opportunities.
Right, absolutely. And that's a game of baseball, too. And it's just so unfortunate because you feel like quite a few times this year it's happened against the Chargers and not for the Chargers.
Well, last time Braden Wentling went out to run, he scored, so that's maybe some opportunities here for the Chargers. Top of the order, if you want to do it, you want to do it here. James Safner takes ball 1 on Carp.
That's how you start a rally, though.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. Only 1 Charger to strike out in this ball game. That might be the most mind-boggling statistic against a lefty like Carp. I mean, he has struck out many in his career.
That's saying something for the Chargers, because they're an aggressive hitting team. They swing at a lot of pitches.
The ground ball right up the middle into center field. Wentling will be held and then falls down. Chargers probably could have got a run there, but it is a single for James Safner. James' first hit of the ball game, and Safner's 18th hit of the season. And now here comes Brian Zarenda to talk with his infield as the Chargers have had back-to-back well-struck balls to Central.
I mean, I know you got to hold them up there, but hopefully you get another hit here to get that run because, I mean, that was –
Well, I think what you're thinking if you're Coach McCarron at this point is you're down 6-1. That run really doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You need more hits than you do the one run. So from that perspective, don't run yourself into trouble.
No, but that's how you start the rally. 2 well-struck balls. Got Carp thinking. Got Coach Zarenda thinking.
Brandon Burzell to the plate. Asked for time, and it's granted. Carp took a little bit too much time.
That was a long pause.
Safner out there dancing on first base had Carp's attention.
Now we always talk about that. Luckily Burzell gets time.
Popped up, out of play. 0-1. Brandon 0 for 2 today, grounded out to third, reached base on an error by the third baseman. So heads up Owen Dombrowski. This one, though, goes to second base. And bobbled by the second baseman, throw on to first, is in time. Oh, the hobbling Brandon Burzell. If it's anybody else, he probably beats it out. It's an RBI for Brandon Burzell, but Chargers get a run.
You'll take the run, move the runner up. Almost got away with one, and that really would have kept this inning going
Chugging
here.
along. Here's...
Well, you could see Skaggs' eyes. Boy, they got as big as silver dollars when he dropped that ball. I could see him from here.
Ball 1 to Garrett Zug. Leads the team in batting average, .423 coming into today. 22 hits, 18 of them single, 16 RBIs to his credit. And he just check swings. It's weakly hit. Dombrowski has to charge on this thing. And Zug isn't able to beat it out down the line. Thought he might have a chance there, the speedy Zug. But Dombrowski does a really nice job charging on that one. He's had an error or two in this ball game, and he was able to beat that one, or not able to beat that one out. Dombrowski and makes a nice play 2 away. And here's Austin Hansen, already has a ribby to his credit today in a single last inning. Chargers' first run of the game.
That was almost a swing and bunt by Zug there. Again, it moves the runner up. Now, the one thing you need to get this run in. If you get this run in, then at least it's a little bit more doable. You're down, even if you couldn't find another run this inning, at least you're down 3. It's a little bit more of a striking distance than 4.
1-1 to Austin Hansen. One. Swing and a miss, high of the zone. Hansen chases. Chargers have got one back here in the 6th. Would love to at least get another. Having a 3-run deficit going into the 7th, hopefully, if they can hold Serra Catholic off the board. And that one bounced. That was a 45-foot pitch.
Good job there by Holmes to keep that one in front of him.
Yeah, and especially the way this inning started and a couple bobbles in the field by Serra, and they luckily come away with 2 outs on 2 bobbled balls, but you would hope for the Chargers' sake you at least get this running.
And this one's weakly hit too. This is a tough play for Carp, and he guns it over and bobbled and dropped does Holmes, and Hansen will slide in safely at second, and the Chargers have scored another. Austin Hansen. And boy, that's a tough one to, do you give that to Karp on the high throw? I mean, it did hit the glove of Holmes, though, so you got to go on Holmes on that one?
No, I got to go with Karp.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go with Karp on that.
Yeah, I think it was on Karp, unfortunately, because I think that's a tough play.
But I think it hit his glove. That's
yeah,
but
even it was
high. Off the bag.
I don't think he's not getting them even if he catches that ball.
No, because he was off the bag. He was up in the air.
And Hansen.
Sorry, Zach, I tried.
Hustled down.
This one's right at second baseman Tyler Skaggs. Boy, the Chargers were starting to find it there. They find two more. So they get the two they gave up in the fifth, and just like that, it's back to a 3-run game as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Chargers not going away, so you shouldn't either here on the OLSH Sports Network.
Man, and that one was tough there because Williams comes up and puts a good strike on the ball. He goes with the pitch and just hits it right at him. Would have been really nice to get another run. You imagine hitting another single there. Would have scored Hansen.
Hey, there's no better way to see yourself as an OLSH student than to become an OLSH Charger for a day. All 8th grade students and transfer students for grades 10 and 11 invited to join us for a shadow day and experience firsthand what it's like to be an OLSH student. Students will be assigned a Charger ally, their host for the day, and will attend classes, meet teachers and students, and eat lunch on us. Pre-register for your experience at olsh.org/visit. And if you're interested in supporting our OLSH Chargers, visit olshathletics.org and check out the fundraiser section in the Fan Zone tab for the latest fundraising opportunities, including a Pittsburgh Pirates ticket offer benefiting our baseball team. Good luck to OLSH Speech and Debate team members Sophia Moyo and Eva Amendola, who both qualified to compete in the Catholic Forensic League's national tournament in Louisville, Kentucky this weekend. Good luck and safe travels. So Karp, who just gave up those 2 runs, now gets a chance to come back. He was the one who done the damage.
Hey guys, before we go any further, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Kieran Tyler on the baseball team. He's running the cameras today. So, So I want to thank Kieran, taking the time out away from his dugout and volunteering to come up and run the camera for us.
Appreciate all of our student volunteers throughout the year, both on the baseball and softball sides of things. Serra Catholic bullpen is active again.
1-1 on
1-1 pitch. Low in the zone, and the count 2-1 on Zach Karp facing Sean Hudak. And now his third inning of work.
And we'll see if Karp comes back out. I mean,
well struck to right center field and eats up Hansen. Hansen made a sliding attempt to try to grab that, and it fell right in front of him. Tough play for Hansen as Karp gets his 4th hit of the day. All single baggers.
Yep.
Singles in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, and now 6th.
Man, he's been great at the plate today and on the bump.
I mean, how do you?
No, he really has been the MVP.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this
but,
afternoon.
Again, the only 1 strikeout to his credit.
But right back, Hudak. Tossing over to first.
But going back to what I was going to say before about Karp is, I could see him coming back out for the 7th and getting 3 outs, but I can also see them probably maybe pulling him because the Chargers have, they've put the ball in play. So in the last couple innings, they've been getting more hits and almost beating a couple out.
No, you can't give up anything here. That's the main thing. You want any chance of coming back. You need to score 3 runs to keep this thing going. Ironic, these 2 teams have already played an extra inning playoff game in history going back 11 years ago. That one bounces up. He's thrown 2 balls that have gone about 45 feet there. To Ethan Coddington. Coddington's 1 for 3 today. One of the Sean Hudak strikeout victims. He struck out 2. 3-0 now to Coddington. Runner stands at second base with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's Sean Hudak, 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk with 1 out. And Max Black will not re-enter. It will be Colin Holmes for his first plate appearance of the ball game. Black flew out and walked twice out of the 9th spot in the Serra Catholic order.
Jake Holmes, a junior.
This is Colin.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Colin. I meant to say Colin.
Still a junior.
Still a junior. Still the first baseman. I'm trying to see who's warming up down there, and I can't see his number. It looks like 7, but I'm not sure.
Well, misses to Holmes. Count to 1-1. 1-1 pitch.
Look out.
Laced foul. See Brian Zarenda in that third base coaching box wearing the helmet. He took a ball off the head a couple years ago and said no more, none of that, no more not wearing a helmet. And actually, Phil McCarron followed suit the next year with those custom skull caps.
I don't think he's worn one this year yet.
Did he not wear one this year?
I don't think he's been.
Yeah,
wearing
I don't think he's been wearing it this year. I have seen him wear it in the past, but I don't think he has this year. We talked about it one telecast, broadcast, me and Al.
That one bounced up.
Nice job there by Brandon.
2-2.
I said that was a rule in a junior college. No, we had to wear them this year. And that's why we talked about it, because I think it actually might have been the game at PNC that we talked about it.
Might have been.
Because Zarenda has been probably the first person we've seen with it.
This is well struck. Back is Hansen, and that ball is off the fence. And Holmes comes up with an RBI single. No, here's a throw to the plate. No, the ball bobbles away, and that will move everybody up. It is an RBI single by Colin Holmes. His first plate appearance gives the Eagles a 4-run lead. It's 7-3. I mean, just mere feet away from being a 3-run home run.
Yeah,
that was an absolute shot out there to center field.
Yeah, Hansen just couldn't get to it and ran out of room and hit the base of the fence. And bad base running by Serra Catholic, but ended up finding a way to score the run anyways. And actually, Williams put a pretty good throw, a little bit up the line, but it would have been on the runner if Brazel would have come up with the catch.
Isaiah Petty, top of the order. Sarah's starting to find the timely hits guys now.
Yep, last 2 innings.
With just 1 out and still 2 on here. Now it's 7-3. Popped up, hits the netting, stays in the field of play.
Now the Chargers infield is in here because you really can't give up another run. Especially you can't give up 2. A single here might really put it out of reach.
One-two pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
That's 2.
2. Incorrect there on the scoreboard. I went with them. 2-2.
Yeah.
And that bounces up. Sean has bounced a good bit of them here.
Yeah, you can see he's trying to keep it low. He doesn't want to get it up in the zone, and then he might come upstairs with that hard one, try to get him to swing underneath it.
How about another opportunity for the bases to be loaded here?
Seems like this has been the trend all day for Serra Catholic. be able to get the bases loaded. And here comes Coach McCarron, see if he maybe makes a move. I mean, because if you want any chance to come back with only one inning here, you got to make sure you keep it 7-3.
It was 9-1 the first time these two teams played, given it was, you know, kind of a open substitution role. Both teams used a bunch of pitchers. Serra held the Chargers to just 2 hits in that game against the Chargers at PNC Park.
Got to make a pitching change.
They are going to make the pitching change here. They're going to try to stay in striking distance here. And, I mean, it hasn't been good news with seeing Sean bounce as many as he had done.
So, Brady, Brazel, and Hudak will just swap out. So Hudak goes over to third. Brazel moves over to the rubber from third base. And Brady Brazel is making his 11th appearance on the mound. He's gone 18 1/3 innings. He's struck out 15, walked 12, has an ERA of 3.06, and opponent's batting average is .258 against Brady.
Yeah, and he's going to have to come in here in a tough spot with the bases loaded and only 1 out. I still assume the infield will be in here, trying to cut this lead down, keep it where it is. Give yourself a chance to chip away and get 4 to come back and tie it at least. But he's going to have to come up in a big spot here.
Oh, this is the meat of their lineup, Christian.
Right.
I mean, you got 2, 3, 4, waiting here. Dombrowski is up. DeMoss is on deck, and in the hole is the killer, Mike Shank.
Yeah, and Dombrowski's had a good day at the plate as well.
Ball 1. Brady Brazel now the twin brother battery. Brady and Brandon, 2-0.
You can't walk a runner in, so got to find a way here to throw strikes at least.
Got to make them earn it.
There's a strike.
And the middle infield is playing back here.
Yeah, they're like in double play depth.
Looking to try to turn 2 if they can.
Actually, Safner's all the way back.
2-2.
And it's actually funny to see Safner that far back because Dombrowski's hit it to the left side. Probably 3 at his 4 at bat so far.
Fouled off by Owen.
This would be a big, big strikeout here if Brazel can get him.
It's foul down that first baseline.
Brazel trying to jam Dombrowski here. I'll let him get extended and throw his hands at the baseball.
Full count and nowhere to put him. You're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Serra leading 7-3. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to Safner at second. Throw on to Gito for 1 on to first. Not in time. It's another run, and it's 8-3. RBI for Owen Dombrowski.
And just too deep in the hole for Safner to not quick enough to turn that one. Great effort, but Serra Catholic gets another run here.
And it's Joe DeMoss to the plate with runners at the corners and 2 away. And Serra gets right back the 2 that the Chargers scored in this inning. Ball low.
And there is an empty base, but you don't want to load them up again. It's 3-0.
Ball 4. And, guys, you'll never guess what's about to happen.
He's coming up in a fourth time with the bases loaded.
Yes.
This is just spectacular.
Mike Shank has singled 3 times. He is 3 for 4 today.
There's 3 RBIs.
And he takes ball 1.
There's a strike, breaks the string.
One and two. Mike Shank. Brady trying to deal himself out of the bases loaded situation here. Ball misses in the count 2-2.
That was a good miss by Brazil. Tried to paint that outside corner.
Fouled away by Shank.
Just got a piece.
Yeah, good, great off speed by Brazil there. Almost had him. Swinging through it. Really just have to find a way here to get an out. Keep it at 8-3.
2-2 pitch. Misses inside and up. And nowhere to put him. In jeopardy of seeing the 9th Eagle to come to the plate here in the 6th. And he'll fly this one out to right field, right of the line, and making the catch is Garrett Zug to end the inning.
In foul territory.
Zug doing it all year like that. What a heck of a defensive year he has had at the plate.
Chargers will need 5 to keep this one rolling. And maybe the bizarre thing now is they're up to 14 now left on.
I have 3, 5, 7, 10, 14, yeah.
I mean, anytime you can get
that's it. And you scored 8.
right.
Yeah.
And you got multiple hits.
Three of those 8 were earned runs, though.
Right.
So you're saying double-digit hits. You left 14 on base, and you have 8 runs. I mean,
But
anytime
only 3
you do
are
that,
earned.
3 are earned. But anytime you do that, you're always going to have a chance to win.
Oh, my
I mean,
goodness.
that's crazy to think that that's been the recipe today, but yeah, you take those runs away, it's a tie ball game.
Yeah.
And the Chargers have not played bad. They haven't. I mean, they've just hit the ball right at them. Serra Catholic's made great plays on defense.
You know, I just realized as nice as a facility this is. I mean, number one, there's no press box. We're sitting out here. I mean, they're doing a great job with the tent and everything. But there's no lights. They don't play night games here. There's no lights.
Yeah, as nice of a field
Yeah,
as it
that's
is,
kinda
a complex,
You'd
you would think they have lights.
Yeah.
Number 10, Brady Brazil.
Brady Brazil leads things off. Brady hoping that this at bat isn't the last of his junior season, and he'll rip this one foul down the left field line, but that is what he was sitting on.
Yeah, that's just a loud strike, but boy, Brady knows if he can time him up, he can drive it.
And then he'll just have a dribbler out here to second, fielded by Skaggs. And it just, man, how many close ones have the Chargers had today like that? Skaggs over to Holmes for the first put out of the 7th, 1 away.
That's just multiple times now where, you know, some oopsie swings and a couple swinging bunts and a couple times where off balance and finally just, get a little poke on the ball and keeps it in the infield. But Chargers almost beat a couple of them out today.
Mario Williams, he's a senior, trying to get something rolling here in the 7th. He'll take this one to second base. Skaggs tossing back to Holmes in another 4-3. Quick work here for Karp. Santilli will step to the plate. Oh, and 1 to Quinn. Oh, and 2. Oh, 2 pitch to Quinn Santilli with 2 outs here in the 7th. Fouled back. Quinn will keep this alive at least for another pitch. Outside of the zone. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is the ball game. And for the Chargers, the season. Serra Catholic moves on to the WPIAL semifinal. 8-3, the final score over Our Lady of the Sacred Heart today. And it will be Serra Catholic advancing to the semifinals tomorrow at W&J against either Burgettstown or Southside.
Burgettstown.
It's Burgettstown. This is the 8th straight year Serra Catholic will advance to the WPIAL semifinals, not counting the 2020 season that did not happen. But from 2015 all the way through 2023, Brian Zarenda's had his team at least the WPIAL finals. It's a powerhouse of a program.
Impressive. Yeah, powerhouse indeed, and great coaching staff, great ball club, and they just get the guys that just buy in all the time, and they got great talent. They get better as the years go on and the games go on, and here they go once again getting themselves to a semifinal and try to take another WPIAL championship.
8-3 the final, and Zach Karp, to me, guys, and I've now seen him. I did see him pitch a little bit, saw him against Madonna earlier this year. And, again, obviously for a brief moment at PNC, but he was effective in a different way than I'm used to him being effective. He was just getting those light swings, so many ground balls to the Serra Catholic infield, and for the better part of them, they were able to handle them. And to me, the Chargers weren't able to handle a lot of the same type of balls. Serra definitely had a couple well-struck balls, but for the ones that were routine, the Chargers just weren't able to make the routine plays on, and inevitably that's what happens when you only get 3 earned runs out of 8 scored.
Yeah, to that point, Matt, the line was the Chargers had 3 runs on 3 hits. They committed 4 errors. They left 2 on base, and out of their 3 runs, only 1 of them was earned. For Serra, they scored 8 runs on 12 hits. They committed 3 errors themselves. They left 14 on base, and out of their 8 runs, 3 were earned. So, give credit where credit's due. Serra Catholic did what they needed to do. They were hitting the ball where the Chargers weren't and took advantage of the errors the Chargers committed where the Chargers did not. So
At the end of the day, going back to that, Christian, it's just a very uncharacteristic loss for Phil McCarron coach team,
Right.
where the errors are really what ends up coming back to you. I thought the bats kind of started to look pretty good there. Serra Catholic made plays. That's okay. That's out of your control. But what is in your control is not being able to have these. Some of these errors were killer. They were inning-ending outs that turned into inning-extending plays, and Serra just takes advantage of that.
Yeah, you have to be able to control what you can control, and for the Chargers, they've been, superb all year in the defensive category, and great job, backing up guys on the bump. And Santilli, again, he does what he does best. He comes out, he throws strikes, he gets them the weakly hit balls for the most part, but the Chargers just couldn't come up a couple times, like you said, in timely. At times Chargers couldn't get outs and extended the inning for Serra, and they were able to capitalize. And they're too good of a ball club over there, Serra is, to give them that many opportunities with guys on base and guys in scoring position, with big-time guys at the plate that can hit the ball and put it in play. And then on the offensive side for the Chargers, again, like you said, they did a good job of putting the ball in play. They started putting the bat on the ball, but the problem was Carp kept them off balance enough to where they didn't get too many well-struck balls that, ended up in runs.
Also, it's always a tough broadcast when you got to say goodbye to seniors, but it makes it extra tough to say goodbye to 11 of them. That's what's stepping away from the Chargers this year. And one of my favorite groups of seniors, been doing this a while. And now not much less in terms of that, but just a really, really fun group, just a great group to be around. You root for them. It's easy to root for them.
Yeah.
And I know that this group's going to come back and be a part of the program in one way, whether that's just supporting. I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple years to see one or two of them pop up as a coach. It's just that kind of group.
Yeah, they're you can tell they're all committed, and a lot of these guys were that Quigley group that came over, and they've taken to OLSH, and OLSH has taken to them, and it's been one big happy family. And you know what? They can't hold their heads down. They had a whale of a season. Again, what's it, third straight round, third straight year did they make it to the quarterfinals? I mean, you can't just walk away and say, it was a bad season. They had a great season, and I see them out there. They're hugging each other and saying goodbye. And I know there's some tears out there. There always is. But the Chargers, they just went up. This is in some polls, Serra Catholic is ranked number 1 in the state. So, I mean, you can't, walk away saying, that's the way it is. But number one, they didn't play their best game in the field defensively, which I think was the big factor here. And Serra Catholic is too good of a team to do that, and they proved that today.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you only give up the runs that were earned, it's 3-1 or 3-2, and anything could end up happening. And that who knows what ball bounces. You're not gripping the bat as tight.
Right.
Those types of things. So, it is how the ball bounces. And for Serra, I mean, Brian got his 400th win earlier this season. I think it was 399 when they beat the Chargers at PNC, and then got his 400th shortly thereafter. They're a well-oiled machine over there, and I know exciting is albeit there's a lot of seniors to replace, but there's a lot of underclassmen that are coming back, and we alluded to that in this broadcast and former broadcasts about the pitching staff. I mean, the Chargers have a college type of bullpen, which I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach McCarron kind of use a starter, an opener rather than just having a starter, and really taking advantage of the deep staff that he's going to have. You also have Van Cavels coming back off an injury. So, there's some bright spots from this. And the maturation process for these juniors that will next year be seniors, and for these sophomores that will next year be juniors, the guys got to, have a good summer of wherever they're going to play, and come back next spring. And I'm sure they're going to be one of the touted, and I wouldn't be surprised if you end up seeing Serra Catholic next year down the road, because they got a lot coming back too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it of the players that are on the roster right now. 12 of the players are sophomore and freshmen. coming back. So, I mean, there's a good core there. So,
Yeah, no, I agree. Congratulations to the seniors. They had a heck of a season, and it was fun to be a part of it and watch those guys day in and day out, and they'll definitely be missed, and hopefully they, stay around and be a part of the program as well going forward. But, yeah, it's exciting to see a lot of great guys are going to be coming back and played big roles this year, and like you said, the pitching staff is going to be loaded, so which is a good thing because you need pitching. If you have pitching, you're always going to be able to have chances and opportunities to win ball games. And so for the Chargers next year, that's an exciting thing about the future, and you just want to stay healthy. You play your summer ball this year, you get better, and then you come back next year and hopefully chip away in the fall season, and then you rest up a little bit in the winter and get back after it. But, yeah, you'll see Serra Catholic again. And the unfortunate thing for the Chargers this year, too, is just they've had such a great year. They've been a great ball club all year, but they just a couple games that they let slip away or just didn't get, it changes where they get seated.
No question.
And when what happens, you play Serra Catholic in the second round, and if things are shooken up a little bit different, you take one against Seton LaSalle, or you don't lose one to Laurel, or one of those games where you still might split for the section, win the section outright, or even get second place or third place, then maybe your seating's a little different. Maybe you don't end up in a situation where you play Serra, but all you can do is tip your cap to those guys. Those guys are going to, be a tough out. It might be WPIAL championship or champions. It might be state champions, so nothing to hang your heads if you're the Chargers.
Want to also throw out one more thanks to all the parents. One of the most supportive groups of parents. A lot of them are. A lot of these teams are. But shout out to the parents that helping us out, getting us set up, helping us with equipment, helping us get to Florida. I just appreciate all the hard work and the effort and the support that comes from these baseball parents. We really do appreciate it. It makes it easier for us to come and do what we do. So we really appreciate their help as well.
Guys, I also want to give a shout-out to our opponent today, Serra Catholic. They're our brothers on the other side of the city.
Yep.
So we want to wish them well in the playoffs. And Brian has always helped us out, and we kind of work together, and I want to wish them luck.
Yeah. Yeah, we become Serra Catholic fans.
Yeah.
Really do. When the Chargers are out of it, certainly rooting for Brian to make it. And it's always nice. You don't like to lose to a rival, if you will, but it almost makes it look. If they win the championship, you can look back and go, hey, you lost to the eventual WPIAL champ. So, all right. Well, we're not done yet.
Nope.
Softball, the Chargers. The ladies took care of the Serra Catholic Eagles on the diamond. Baseball gets their revenge, if you will. So they split in a different sense that series. So the Chargers moving on in the softball playoffs. We'll have the broadcast for you on Wednesday as the Chargers trying to get to the WPIAL Softball Championship, first time in school history. That's what's on deck as they'll take on the Laurel Spartans. We'll have the call for you. 5 o'clock, first pitch from North Allegheny. The gang will all be here for the call of that one. But until then, thanks so much for watching this entire season of Charger Baseball. We had you from Bradenton to the final game. For OLSH and Christian Harbaugh, Matt Fargo saying thanks so much. This has been a presentation of Charger Baseball right here on the OLSH Sports Network. And until Wednesday, thanks so much for watching the OLSH Sports Network. And we'll talk to you next time. Good night, everybody, from Norwood High School.